All right, guys, what is up? I am the Coin Conductor. We are joined with Robbo Fresh here, and this is the introductory podcast here for the Beyond the Crypto realm. We're going to be doing some podcasts. We're going to be interviewing people in the crypto world, associated with different tokens. We're also going to go over tokenomics. We're going to go over charts. That's why we're kind of naming this Beyond the Crypto realm. We don't want to just box ourselves into, like one category here. We want to, kind of go over a bunch of different stuff here and appeal to, the wider audience here in the crypto community. What's up there, Robbo Fresh? How you doing tonight, buddy?
Good, man. Good. Everything's good over here.
Awesome, man. So introduce yourself to the audience and kind of let them know, what kind of experience you have with the crypto world and, how long you kind of been involved with it. So if you want to share a little bit of that information with us.
So I go by Robbo Fresh. I've been introduced to the crypto world very early, approximately 2013. Didn't dabble in it until later on, but was familiar with it, studied it, kind of grasped it before I jumped in. I was introduced by a buddy at work. Tell me about the Bitcoin pizza story.
We all kind of know that and kind of feel for that, and we all kind of know somebody who has kind of gone through something like that. But let me ask you, Robbo, what interested you in the crypto world? Like, what kind of drew you in, like to kind of get you off of like fiat currency and look to like something like this could be the the future, kind of like how when the internet first started, nobody really understood what the internet was. It's kind of like that with crypto. Still, a lot of people don't understand it. What kind of drew you to it?
Well, I think the detachment from fiat currency to crypto kind of happened 2018, 2019 area. Prior to that, believe it or not, what drew me into crypto was the Silk Road. I thought it was like super interesting. I was always curious what like the dark web was, this and that. I learned about tour clients, and that kind of got me more involved with. I was only familiar with a few coins like Bitcoin. There was like Feathercoin back then, Litecoin, which was trading under $1 way back when. And I dabbled in that, just try to learn, how to set up a tour client, what Bitcoin was, try to learn more about it. And then I saw the rapid rise in 2017, watched it crash in 2018. And then I knew it was time. I knew it wasn't going anywhere. As everybody was panicking, that's when I kind of, got my toes wet, jumped in the water, and kind of involved myself in accumulating some coin.
Well, that's awesome, man. That sounds like a story familiar to a lot of people probably listening here. So what we're going to kind of do tonight is we're going to go over a few tokens and a few different categories that we're kind of bullish on right now. Obviously with the Bitcoin halving coming up, we're definitely
already passed.
Yeah, it's we're talking about a bull run here, and there's definitely some skepticism on whether it's going to pull back a little bit more, or obviously a lot of people are still in Bitcoin. When it was 60, 70,000 over the last year or so. So I think that there's definitely going to be a little bit of a pullback with that, but for the long run, there's a lot of tokens that are really poised to kind of make a run here. The first one I want to go over is Render. For people who aren't familiar with Render, Robbo, why don't you share a little bit about what Render's all about and who would maybe benefit from getting involved with this project?
So what Render is, from my knowledge, is it's a network which shares decentralized computing power through GPUs and such. Very, very large company, strong team on it, a lot of a lot of collaborations as well with the likes of such
Yeah.
as Apple.
Yeah, I mean, currently it's looking at about a $3.6 billion market cap. So right now, it currently is the number 29, highest market cap project on Coin Market Cap. So what you're saying is that if I have a computer that has a GPU in it, or for people who don't know what that is, a graphics card that, makes it run, much, much faster and much higher computing power, you're saying that I could donate my GPU for it, and would I make money off of those transactions?
Absolutely, you'll be rewarded in render coin.
Okay.
So it's definitely it's a plus for both sides if you have that. So it's essentially, I guess, somewhat similar to Bitcoin mining, where you would be rewarded with Bitcoin for powering the network. You're kind of powering a different network here with the specs of your computer, and it went kind of super large scale in my eyes from what I've been researching. Like, you're talking movie companies, things of that nature, where they would special effects and stuff like that, where they were just in their Netflix studio. And I'm using Netflix. I don't know if it's Netflix, but just in general, that it may take them, 20 hours to render these graphics. They could kind of plug into the render network and do that in, 1/100th of the time. And just kind of
Okay, so something like this is
speed run it.
going to benefit, larger companies that have to, render or, process vast amounts of information,
Correct.
and this is going to help them. Now, let me ask you, can smaller, like, individual artists, benefit from this as well, using their networks and their partnerships?
Absolutely. You could go on to render.com right now, as a matter of fact, and you could try it out for free. Both ways. You could plug your GPU into the network, start receiving render tokens, or you could render a graphic if you want to.
Really? So you can actually render your own AI graphics and things like that off of Render's website as well?
Correct. So you plug right in, set up, and go.
Wow. I mean, that's definitely really interesting. And, there's a lot of tokens and coins and projects that are trying to, take advantage of this AI space right now. And, obviously it still is a fairly new space. So, a lot of projects are popping up, but, Render looks like it's one of the larger players in the industry.
Agreed. Really think they have a strong potential, and they're building relationships throughout anybody that would typically need to use renders offerings. Nvidia being leading the AI movement right now with their fast processing chips. They've had render spoken to render. There's rumor mills going around that they're going to build a relationship as well. Apple, lots of different companies, but I think the use cases there. I like seeing a use case in most coins. I would say 90% of my bags have use cases, and then I have a 10% fun bag as well.
All right. Well, we all love fun bags.
Yeah. But
now I got the chart up right here, and we're going back about a week right now. And obviously it's had a really nice run over the last week. Over the last week, it's increased 3% of its market cap, 20% volume in the last 24 hours alone. But it looks like it's gone up around 10% or more in the last week, going from about 832 all the way up to 933. So it's gained about $1. Yeah, it's up 11.7% over the last 7 days. And if we pull back even further, the last month, it's down about 12%. So it looks like it's starting to make a little bit of a run back from the low that it got down to It looks like it dipped down to about 692 on the 13th, so about 9 days ago. So that's a nice increase, just within the last, couple weeks.
Yep.
If we zoom back even further, we can really see how much growth there's been just within the last, year on this. So a year ago, this token was going for about roughly around $2 a coin with a low of about $1.77. So you really see that jump in there about when the new year started. So just this year alone, it's about doubled in price from about 455 up to 9. So people who were a little bit earlier in this project have definitely doubled their investment. So this definitely seems to be a really good project, and something we're going to hear a lot more from, and that we're definitely bullish on. Obviously, you guys know that we're not just giving financial advice here. This is just kind of our projections on, where we think, something like this could go. But, I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility that this goes back up to, close to its all-time high of about, $12, $13 a token, which it hit just last month. So I definitely, what do you think, Rob?
I think you're right on track with that.
All
So
right.
there's a major event. There's a major event that's coming up on June 10th with NVIDIA. Not just render, but all AI coins. You'll see that they'll pump just on the simple fact of, NVIDIA speaking on, their earnings or anything like that. So what's going to happen prior to the 10th is, render's going to be back at that 13 level or more, in my honest opinion. At that point, I'm not saying render's done, but that's how I play the game. Is that's a sell the news thing for me for a couple days.
Yeah.
So, if you're a trader, if you're going to hold. But on the 10th, you could easily put that into some stables, wait a couple days, get back in, and fill your bag up for more.
Yeah, fill your bag up for sure. All right. Well, that's some good coverage on that for sure, Robbo. I appreciate it. I want to switch up gears a little bit here, and I want to talk about a meme coin that it doesn't seem to be getting as much attention as some of the other meme coins are getting, but I'm kind of hearing some rumblings of some things happening with Brett. What do you know about Brett?
Oh man, so let me start by saying never. I missed Doge. I missed everything, not because I didn't think they could do it, because I was completely against meme coins. I was always on the, I needed
Utility
it to
and
make sense to
function.
me.
Yeah.
Utility function. So I never put a penny into any of them. I heard about Brett, and I use Coinbase. I have a Coinbase wallet. I know that Coinbase is one of the largest here in the United States. If you're tuning in from the United States, that's what we primarily use. It has the most users in the United States. Brett is, if you're familiar with Pepe, Brett is Pepe's best friend, and he's on the base chain. Now, to put this into perspective, what I came up with was in the last bull run, the top of the market, and this is a good indicator. I'm giving this away for everybody that's listening. The top of the market is when you're on your iPhone or your Android, and Coinbase is the number one downloaded app. And that's the top of the, it's the number one downloaded app that day. Right now, it's probably, I don't even know what it's at, like 200 or something like that. But once it reaches number one, you're at the top of the market. That's when it's time to get out of the market. It's a very, very good indicator. Now, all the normies are going to be on Coinbase. All the normies that bought Doge last time, they bought Pepe last time, they're going to be on Coinbase. They're going to buy Brett. And I just have a gut feeling, dude. And I didn't put much in, but I put a small amount, and I'm going to ride it out through this whole thing. So it'll do good or it'll go to zero, but I'm going to take that bet.
All right, so Brett's something that you're really watching right now, and it's kind of tied into the whole Coinbase thing. How would Coinbase benefit? Is Brett going to be listed on Coinbase?
So Brett, right now, if you go, so that you'll have two apps. You have your Coinbase app and your Coinbase wallet app. A lot of people don't have the wallet. But what Coinbase already has planned, they're going to be doing very shortly, is they're going to be onboarding people to the wallet. Now, when I say that, it's going to pop up in your app, download the wallet. Coinbase is listed on the stock exchange, so it's not like
it's a publicly traded company. Yeah,
the wallet is something totally different. So the wallet is something totally different. So there won't be necessarily a base coin. It's two different things. You got your Coinbase wallet. What Coinbase could do, what they possibly could do, is people that are using the wallet, they could reward them with an airdrop of base tokens. Now they can't sell them because they're highly regulated as a company, so they'd have to do that as an airdrop. Now they really want to onboard. I think they said $1 billion, dude, like something outrageous. But like, say they onboarded 30 million people onto the base wallet. You got your Coinbase wallet. Everybody gets an airdrop with base tokens. The average Joe that gets $100 in base tokens, because they may not have been that active on the wallet, are they going to buy $100 worth of Bitcoin? Or are they going to buy $100 worth of bread?
Yeah, I mean, it definitely sounds like, one of the high risk, high reward, type of things. But, let's be real here. Brett isn't just a small market cap at this point. Brett is rocking a $500 million market cap right now. So, there's definitely money in it. Volume of about 14.6 million over the last 24 hours. I'm looking at the all-time chart here, and it is up 70% all-time from launch. So, it's definitely, in essence, at least doubled and a little bit at this point, just, from when it launched just back in March. So this project and this token is only about a month old.
Yeah, very true. So I was a little bit early, but not day one. I continue to buy it on dips. If I got a couple bucks here and there, I'll throw a little in. And
it looks like there was a big jump at the end of March where it kind of went from, looks like, at about like 30 cents a coin up to 80 cents a coin, which was its all-time high, and then it's kind of just been trading sideways over the last month.
Yeah,
and that can be expected for sure. What I like about this, looking at this chart, is I don't see a big dump. There's definitely a lot of peaks and some smaller valleys, but it definitely looks like it hasn't dumped or anything like that. So it does look like it is starting to accumulate more and more people buying this token. So this is definitely one to watch out for, guys. You got Brett here, BRETT. Do your own research on this kind of stuff, come to your own conclusions, but just remember that this is something that we kind of were some of the first to bring to you guys. All right, now we're going to switch gears a little bit right now, Robbo, and go back to another more serious, more advanced project, which is Avalanche or AVAX.
Okay.
For people who aren't familiar with that, tell me what you're thinking about AVAX at this point right here, because it's been around for a while.
Yeah.
People who have been in crypto for a while have definitely heard about Avalanche and AVAX and what it maybe is about. What are your feelings on it?
So Avalanche at the moment. So little background on Avalanche. I dabbled in Avalanche. I had a few, AVAX tokens in order to buy an NFT, as a matter of fact, on AVAX. Somebody bought a physical Banksy and kind of pieced it out into 100,000 pieces or whatever. So that's what introduced me to AVAX, because I'm a fan of Banksy. And that didn't pan out too well. The NFT market as a whole didn't pan out too well. But that showed me what AVAX was capable of, and I kind of still followed it here and there. What I see them doing now, I'm not a Super Bowl on AVAX this bull run. Will it perform? Yes, absolutely. Where I think it takes off is next cycle. I think gaming as a whole is going to take off next cycle. I know a lot of people are big on gaming for this cycle. I don't think that's going to come to fruition this time around. I think we still got 4 years before that takes off in the crypto space. And I believe at that point, so what I'm doing now is slowly, very, very slowly accumulating AVAX, and I'm going to continue to do that, leading up until our next 4-year cycle. And we just began this one, so, you still got time, but I think that's a huge, huge, huge play if you're looking long term. I think they're going to lead gaming as a whole.
Yeah, also something, if you're a Web3 project, and they definitely work well with a lot of new projects that have utilities, because if you want to build your D app, that is something that AVAX is, kind of set up for right there. Their blockchain and their network is huge for, developers who are trying to develop, their own D app, programs.
For sure.
So, they definitely have tons and tons of utility. I mean, we could read over the white paper and, bore you guys to death for an hour, but, it's definitely one of the bigger blockchains with some of the most potential. Now, just this year alone, Avalanche is up 129%.
That's impressive.
Yeah. I
Very
mean,
impressive.
yeah, it was definitely down pretty low too last year. Last year it was dipping down under right around like $10-$12, like 9.23. I mean, it definitely dipped down pretty low, and it's had a huge run all the way up to 60 last month. Now, what I assume probably happened with that is a lot of the people who had bought in earlier years on the cashed out, because it immediately went down from 35. So, that's typical when people, kind of get caught holding the bag and, buy too high, and they don't want to sell it down at like an 80% loss. And then all of a sudden it pumps up and you got those people who are looking to get out. And, that's normal. But, it didn't drop back down into the 10 range. It's been, kind of slowly accumulating back up towards, the $30 to $40 range. Now, there was a time back in 2021 where this was trading for over $125 a token.
So just to put myself out there, I was one of them guys that bought it at that price.
Yeah.
So yeah, and that was peak bull market, peak euphoria at that time. I already knew it was, but I wanted that Banksy NFT so bad that I actually sold off some Ethereum to get some AVAX and get that Banksy piece, and it didn't work out too well. But even with being buying the top and going down and all that being bad, I'm still very, very, very bullish on AVAX. Not this cycle. Well, I think it'll perform this cycle, but not better than some other coins, but I believe our next 4-year cycle, that's going to be your key, and it's going to run the gaming verse. And I'll be the first one, I guess, on April 22nd, 2024. I'm going to be the first one probably in the world that's letting you guys know this. So when we look back at this 5 years down the road, that's my call.
All right, you heard it here first. Here, Robbo Fresh is definitely making the call on this one right here. So definitely do your own research, guys. Obviously, you guys probably have at least heard of AVAX at this point, right there. I know there was a miner early last year, beginning of maybe end of 2022 on the AVAX network, back when baked beans came out and all those miners kind of came out that a lot of people got caught holding the bag on those for sure. That was a crazy time, Robbo. Did you get involved with any of those miners?
I did not.
Yeah. They were wild. It turns out what a lot of them did was they launched the miners initially and seeded it with just, a small group of people, of maybe like 3, 4 people, 5 people. And then what they did was they paid a massive amount of influencers to just blow up YouTube with it. So everybody thought, wow, I'm making this huge, return on investment every single day of, all my money. And that was true for the early people. But eventually those payouts dwindled to nothing. And the last people to get in were, pretty much asked out of their investment. Because once you invested in it, your money was gone and you were just basically getting, returns every day on it.
Yeah, you turn into exit liquidity at that point.
Yeah, absolutely. So some of the early people who got into like baked beans, like the developers and the first like maybe 5-10 people that they let in to build up the bank on it. And then everybody's like, wow, you're making 1,000% return in just, a couple weeks. That's crazy. And these guys made so much money on those.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, there was a lot of money to be made that cycle. And as we begin this one, based on, previous ones, what I could tell you is the halving happened. So halving happened here on the 19th. Everybody was expecting 420. It ended up finalizing on 419. We're gonna trade sideways for approximately 3 months. So again, not financial advice, but what I like to do in this period is you should have, already accumulated some through the bear market leading up until where we are now, the halving, but during the halving and beyond. So through this cycle, you're going to see not massive, but you can see anywhere from 20 to 40% dips throughout this bull market. I like to buy on the dips, continue to buy on the dips. These 3 months right here are crucial because we're not going to, according to me, I could be wrong again, but we're not going to rip higher for another 3 months. We're going to trade kind of sideways after the halving. Great time to accumulate. And then it's going to tear. Everything's going to tear.
Let me ask you, Robbo, what type of percentage pullback do you look for before you start to accumulate? Because obviously you can wait too long and then it kind of starts to go back up again and you kind of miss your timing. But when you're trying to time, tokens and coins to accumulate, what are you looking for?
So, good you asked that. So what I do, Mike, is if there is a correction, and you're going to see them frequently, I try not to look at hourly charts, daily charts. If it's something crazy that happened over the weekend, like with Iran, and stuff dumps. Great buying opportunity in my eyes. I'm gonna buy everybody else's bags. The panic sellers.
Okay, so
If
you're
it's a
saying
normal,
so you're saying you're looking for more like world events and stuff like
no,
that as
that's
opposed to
just
just
a
a news.
one-off. But on a normal correction, uh, so let's say, you could use this with any denomination. I'm just going to do it for simple mathematics. But if you have $1,000 that you have on the sidelines and you want to invest that $1,000 and a dip comes along the way, what I'll do is if it drops 10%, I'll throw $100 in, right? Out of
Okay.
that $1,000. Leaves me with $900. If it goes down 20%, so I already have 100 in. If it keeps going down, hits that 20%, I double that. So I'll throw 200 in. If it goes more, double that. You get what I'm saying?
I do. So you're going according to how much maybe a percentage it dumps, and how
Percentage,
much you're
correct.
going to go into how much of your bag you're going to put in available. Okay.
Correct. So I'll kind of play it out like that. As I see it dipping, I look for a 10% first. So if I had $1,000, and you could do it however you want. I like to start with that 10%. Dips 10%. I put 10% of whatever I have because I think you could possibly see a 40% drop if you date back and you look at all the other bull runs. We've had 40% corrections. So if you do a 10% and then it goes down 20%, you double that. And then it goes down 30%, you double that. By the time you get to 40%, you throw the rest of what you're allocated in, and then you're clear. Now, if that 40% correction doesn't happen, it's bound to happen somewhere along the lines. So you could either stack your stable coins, or if you're comfortable and you feel real good about the project, say render, you're liking the project a lot, and this 20% dip looked very appetizing to you, you can go ahead. You have to make that decision, and you can put it in at a 20% dip if you know that it's going to go up. But I typically like to not ape in all at once, but kind of slowly put it in during the dips.
That's smart. Just the tip at first. Just the tip.
Just test it.
Just test it out. All right. Yeah. Now we've talked about a few different projects here that most people know. Brett maybe being the outlier there, but what project would you say with the halving now over the next year? What would be a token or project that you have your eye on that you think is going to benefit from it the most and have one of the bigger years?
So, what I would say now, we're saying, are we looking for a token that somebody may not know, or
just you personally? Who do you think is going to benefit from if we're entering into another bull cycle here, which a lot of people think we're going to? I don't think it's going to be quite as big as other people think, but what would be a project that you think is set to have like a real breakout year?
So my real breakout run is, and it's been trading like XRP, dude. It's been going, sideways the whole way along. But I see Chainlink absolutely annihilating this bull cycle.
Yeah, you see Chainlink everywhere. I've been watching some UFC events, and I think they might be the official blockchain of the UFC. I've been, seeing them advertised a lot more places. So you think Chainlink is set up to have a big one?
I think Chainlink, I think a big one is an understatement.
Really?
Yeah. So I think.
Why do you think so?
Where we at with Chainlink right now?
Right now, Chainlink is trading at about. My computer's lagging a little bit behind here, but it looked like it was about $15.
All right, so it's it's actually a great buying opportunity right now.
1537.
Yeah. So Chainlink in general, anything under 20 right now is an excellent buy. I accumulated my bags in the bear run, if you want to call it that.
So that was one of the ones that you just had your eye on, to whereas everybody was dumping, you were just trying to get as much of that one as possible.
Absolutely. It traded in the same channel for months. I just bought in that channel. Anytime I had a little extra money, bought some Chainlink. The highest I paid for Chainlink was $7. Lowest I paid for Chainlink was $5, and I just kind of, whatever the price was at, 7, 6, 5. I just kind of accumulated, and then it just popped off. And that's when I kind of knew the bull market started, before, the halving, before Bitcoin ripped, anything like that. And it, went from 5 to 10 to 20 very shortly too. It's at a discount right now. If I were being honest with you, my expectation for Chainlink, it's going to sound absolutely outrageous, but I don't see Chainlink at the end of this bull cycle under $200.
Really? So you think it could go that high? That's a 10x. Not
Easily.
10x. Sorry. Wow.
Easily.
So right now, Chainlink has a market cap of about $9 billion. So for it to go up to $200, you would have to, be in like the 70, 80 billion market cap range.
Yep.
Now, what why are you so bullish on it? And for people who don't know what Chainlink is, why don't you tell them a little bit about what Chainlink is all about?
So what I think with Chainlink, real world assets is going to be a huge play for Chainlink. What I think Chainlink has the capabilities to do is onboard Web 2 to Web 3, as well as tokenize a lot of physical projects outside of the crypto space. I think that your BlackRocks of the world, we're using BlackRock now, but BlackRock it's going to be old news soon. You're going to have, like, Jamie Dimon hates crypto. You're going to see JP Morgan in this space. It's going to happen.
Once institutional investors really have access to a lot of these tokens and all to put money in, that's when the real bull run is going to happen.
And Chainlink is their onboarding ramp. That's the easiest way to put it.
All right, so they are the link then, basically.
So there are other
world and just
So what you said, that $9 billion market cap.
Yeah, right now it's at a $9 billion market cap.
So if you're BlackRock, and there's another token you could use to onboard, and that was at a $500,000 market cap. Are you going to use the tried and true as BlackRock, or are you going to, dabble with something that's not established? You're going with Chainlink. They're all going to go with Chainlink.
Yeah.
You see it, like you said, advertised with the UFC. UFC is going to tokenize it. Everything that we touch is going to be built on Ethereum and ran by Chainlink, dude. Everything. It's going to be as common as, like, the phone in your hand at one point. I think 200. I'm underestimating it at 200.
Wow, you heard it here first. And just so you guys know, if you got into Chainlink at the very beginning, you're up 9,700% on your money. So, it's already grown, quite a ways, from its initial launch back in 2018. So, this is a blockchain that has been around for a while, and they've had slow growth. They did have a meteoric jump back in 2021, which pretty much everybody did. You
Yeah,
you could throw money at anything in 2021 and just make a killing.
yeah, pretty much. You could throw a dart at the board, you know?
Yeah, that was really the height of meme coin mania, and just every other project kind of reap the benefits of it. So will we ever have a bull run again like that? I don't know. It would have to be something major for something like that to happen again. You were around in 2021 trading, and it just seemed like anything we threw money at, I definitely, I was actually in Shiba and Doge, fairly early in Sandbox. And, I was pretty stupid, and, I got my 3, 4, 5x on it, and I cashed out. But it's the people that, stay in to make those big, big gains that become the legends.
Yeah, but you're a 4x. I mean, if you're comparing that to traditional markets and like Roth IRAs, 401ks, where
Yeah,
they try to
you're happy.
guarantee you. Yeah, I mean, a 4x is huge, dude. If if you did, it's very, very, very hard to call the top as well as find the bottom. The bottom's much easier, but the top is very hard to find. If you have a 4x, what I could recommend to anybody that has a 4x is
Maybe just sell off a portion of it.
at least take out your initial investment.
Right.
So
Yeah,
then
let it float.
you could run the rest, and you're back at square one, worst case scenario. But with Chainlink, dude, yes, guess that would probably be my most super bullish pick at the moment. And like I said, I think everything is going to be Chainlink. Yeah, like you said, you see it in the UFC ring. Sure, plenty of other places. And I think once it cracks 20, we were at 20 before. Once we break that resistance, it's going to be a key resistance level at the $20 mark.
Right.
I think it's going to fly right through there, and then it's going to take off.
You heard it, guys. Definitely do your research, and that's what it's really about. Making educated decisions with this kind of stuff. Obviously, we all like to kind of dabble around in meme coins and maybe throw a little bit of our bag in it, and hoping because market sentiment and groups are huge. Obviously we know from Doge and Shiba that, these projects don't have to have any utility, but, if people are rallying around them, that's what, you're really looking for. But, with these, longer standing projects and, blockchains and tokens that have been around for a while, and you're getting consistent growth with them, and, they're not going anywhere, they're the ones that, you really want to put your effort into learning as much about them as you can, so you can make those educated decisions and, put the money in the right spots.
Yeah. And I would say, like, if you look at I guess the best scenario I could tell you, dude, is, how many coins are out there in the crypto market, right? If you picture the crypto market as just this giant puzzle, right? With each piece of the puzzle representing different technologies. How do you get them all to work fluently with each other? Chainlink's that puzzle piece that connects several of them together, and that's my bullish case scenario with Chainlink. A lot of them need Chainlink to operate to their full potential.
That's awesome, man. You definitely brought a lot of knowledge for somebody who maybe has heard of Chainlink before, but wasn't really quite sure what kind of potential it has, or what it's really about. Well, guys, thank you so much for joining us on our first podcast here. Um, we're definitely excited to get this project going of Beyond the Crypto Realm. Uh, obviously, it's going to only get better from here on out. A little more organized, some different subjects, interviewing some CEOs and other project leaders and just different people in the industry. Like I said, we're not going to just be, boxed into just doing, one type of coverage here or just charts. We're going to be all over the crypto realm, bringing all kinds of different stuff to you guys. My name is Mike. I am the coin conductor. We got Robbo Fresh here. Thank you for joining us tonight, Robbo. And we will be back, guys, with another video, shortly. We're going to be doing this on a weekly basis. Not sure how many videos we're going to pump out a week to, start. This is probably going to be one of our longer ones in podcast format. But we're definitely going to be doing a lot more projects. But guys, if you stuck around this long, which I don't know if anybody will, but if you have stuck around this long, leave in the comments section some projects that you guys might be want to bring to our attention that we can, do some research on and, bring some coverage to as well. It can be a Web3 project. It can be a blockchain. It could be a meme coin. We're definitely not discriminating here. So if you guys have some information that you want to pass on that, something that you've been doing good with or, making some money with, we would definitely like to hear from you guys. And make sure you guys hit the like and subscribe button too. We want to definitely get this podcast growing as fast as we can, and we can't do it without you guys. So we definitely appreciate it for anybody who tuned in. Like I said, we're probably going to be a lot more organized moving forward. Having some massive technical difficulties right now, but thank you guys for joining for sure, and we'll be back with another video shortly. All right, guys. Thanks, Rob. Thanks for joining me.
Good one, guys.
All right, man. This we're still live, but I can't get this recording ended. It is giving me a bitch of a problem.